it going? I believe this is chapter 11 or so of the Travel Chronicles. Still on quarantine, but I'm still going to work, so still essential. Which is good. It's good. I mean, we got to keep as many people working as we can and keep them as safe as possible. Our maintenance manager, his last day was yesterday, though, so today will be not very good, probably. Just not been a great year so far. But I am coming up on, I think, 4 years since I started running and work. Yeah, it has been 4 years. And basically, I've lost a good bit of weight. I lost 30 pounds since my peak, and I've been able to keep it off. And I think I'll be able to keep it off. My goal was actually to lose another 20 pounds, which sounds crazy. Like, I think we get comfortable, kind of as a society, gain a couple pounds here, a couple pounds there, and then, where we used to be, 160 pounds in high school, now all of a sudden you're 205 pounds, and that's good. And all the weight that you put on is not muscle. It's not. So it's a lot of extra weight, and a lot of things I've read over this, looked at over this 4-year period has kind of shaped, my own philosophies, my own beliefs about what you have to do if you want to lose weight. And the biggest thing, it's a couple big things. One, you got to be honest with yourself about, what you're bringing into your body. If you want to lose weight, you've got to, use more calories than what you bring in. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is you gotta burn off more than what you're ingesting. And that's the simplest way to talk about it. And if you don't know what you're putting into your body, then it doesn't really matter what you're doing outside of that, because you don't have any real control. You've got to know both things. And one thing that helped me was, to start with, was having a Fitbit. At least I knew what was going out. But until like last year even was when I made some really big gains. 17 pounds in the last year was, I took a real hard look for, I'm not doing it still, but there was like probably a 2.5 month period where I logged what I was eating. What's my meals? Because, you eat breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner. All right, it's a 2,000 calorie diet. But is what you're eating actually 2,000? Because I was probably closer to 3,000 to 3,500. And that's a good bit of calories in a day. And when I really started to look at it, it's like, well, I don't know that I need all that. And the biggest thing that I did to help me was not to just cut calories. Okay, I'm just gonna eat the same things I was eating and just take 500 calories off or 800 calories off. I switched what I was eating. I used to eat large sandwich for lunch, pack of chips, pop, soda pop, whatever your preference is there, and those things. It doesn't feel like you're eating a lot, but there's a lot of calories in that. That may be 1,100, 1,200 calories. If you eat a candy bar in the afternoon and another soft drink, and I went to the diet pops, but they have that aspartame or aspartame. I think it's aspartame, but they have that in it, and it's a sweetener. Makes you feel like you want to eat more. So that's the problem with those diet drinks. It's like, yeah, you're not getting your calories from the drink necessarily, but you are getting it from other stuff because you want to eat. wants to hold on to fat. It wants to hold on to it. So if you think you're going to lose weight and the first thing that's going to come off is fat, it's not. Your body wants to hold on to that fat, and it's built into our DNA, our genetics, over the last, thousands of years, whatever, for survival. Because, starting out, people didn't know when they were going to get that next meal. You go on a big hunt, you go to run stuff down, until people started farming, and you had that regular intake of calories, you didn't know when it was going to come, so you stocked up. You developed these fat cells, and you tried to hold on to it. And as food became more accessible, and I'll say even in the last 2 to 3 generations of human beings, that food has become extremely accessible. So now there's no worry about where the next meal is going to come from. And you can even get meals prepared for you, pretty cheaply. And you just go and pick it up. And you don't have to walk there. You just drive there, pick it up, eat in your car. Not the best for any type of healthy measure. So the body, though, in that process of wanting to hold on to the fat, to keep the fat cells, when you go to lose weight, you may actually lose some muscle mass first. It may actually start taking the muscle weight. So you're losing muscle weight first if you're not being somewhat active or somewhat physical when you're trying to lose weight. So you can just cut calories, but your body's going to actually hold on to the fat, which is a little can be a little scary, a little unnerving. When you're trying to do it, because now you're battling against thousands of years of built-in genetics to try and lose this fat. And the best thing that I've seen is to do some type of aerobic workout. Now for me, that was running. I started out walking and running, and it was like literally walk most of the time, run maybe 200 meters at the track, and then walk and run 200, when I could. But, it was hard to start with. And I think part of the problem with people when they start out running is that they try to run too fast. And I did the same thing. And if you can run slow, you're better off, because what you want to do is get your heart rate into that zone 2, zone 3 area. Man, I'm throwing a lot of stuff out here to start with, but if you figure out your max heart rate, so like the easiest way to do it is 220 minus your age. So mine's around 180. We'll say around 180. It's a little less. And this, so that's your max heart rate. That's zone 5. And zone 4, zone 3, zone 2. They're all well below that, but zone 2 is like 60% or so. So if I'm at 180, I think 2/3 is around 120, 130, somewhere in that area is zone 2, and then zone 3 is a little bit above that, maybe into the 140s, 150s. So if I keep my heart rate in those ranges, that's where my body will start actually burning fat, because I think there's enough other processes going on for the brain to say, okay, we can't use any of the muscle right now. We need energy. We don't need to use like the glycogen stores. That's when you get your heart rate real high, you become anaerobic, and the body starts using the glycogen first, and that's the real quick energy, and then you eventually run out of that, and then I think if you're running a long distance or something, that's what they call bonking, or hitting the wall when you run out of the glycogen because you've been anaerobic for too long. But if you can stay in the low heart rate zones, you can stay aerobic, and your body will actually burn fat right then. And it's just because there's so many other things going on. It's like, hey, we don't need the quick energy. I'm not going to burn muscle right now because I'm using it, so fat, you're up. And that's like the one instance where your body will actually take to using the fat. So to me, that's one of the keys to weight loss. 1, be honest with yourself. 2, do some type of aerobic activity, get the heart rate up a little bit, not crazy high. Like the high intensity stuff, I'm not a huge fan of. I'm slow and steady, but I'm old. So, if you're younger, the high intensity stuff maybe good thing to do. But my goals are different too. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to be a top-notch, high-performance athlete either. I just want to lose weight, lose some of the fat. I don't think I need to be 25 to 30% body fat. 12 to 15% would be great, I think. So that's what my goal is. Lose another 20 pounds, I think. And I think I can get there. Things are a little rough right now with the virus, and my mom's waiting on surgery, so she's with us. So things are still a little crazy. Things are still like the same for me. I still have work. I have added responsibility, I guess, with mom being home. That takes some more time. The kids don't have their extracurricular stuff, so that's one less thing. But even that's not a ton. Faith wasn't going to run track this year, so the only thing that really saved me is Elijah's track meets, which is about 20 of them. So that is a saving for sure. I'm not sure how that would have worked with mom anyway, but yeah, it's been an interesting year so far. But those are a couple of the things, at least I think weight loss. And one other thing, I think, that I've seen in the research and it makes a ton of sense is a higher protein diet. You look at Atkins, you look at the keto diets, those are diets that cut carbohydrates out right away. So, the natural, you need energy. Protein does have energy, but it's not the most convenient energy source to get. So I think your body has to work a little bit even to unlock the energy that's in the protein. And it's good for muscle building, so you won't lose the muscle mass. You don't want to lose the muscle mass when you're cutting weight, when you're losing weight. So the higher the protein diet, I think it is better for weight loss. High carbohydrate, high fat diet, it may be a good quick punch, but ultimately it comes down to a lifestyle change. You have to be able to do something that's sustainable for a long period of time. And if you're not willing to make that change, then it is a diet. And diets to me are they're quick. If you need some type of quick effect, okay, that's a diet. But if you want to lose weight and keep it off, you've got to change your lifestyle. Your lifestyle got you to the point where you're at. So if you want to change something, that's what you got to change. You got to change how you're living. All right. Good luck. Stay corona free.